Welcome back to Let's Vibe podcast hosted by Vibe with Aid. In today's episode, we're talking about coronavirus and how it's impacting the world and festival season and what we can be doing as a community to save festival season through social distancing. How are we doing? I laugh because what a week it's been, what a time it's been. Since I last recorded with you guys, I just cannot believe what the heck has happened. I am really excited for today's episode though, as I've had so many thoughts surrounding this period in our lives and I haven't had the time to catch up and breathe and get them out there. Things are constantly changing by the minute, but hopefully now that we are all self-quarantining and social distancing, because it's cute to stay home, you guys, we are coming to a time of hopefully flattening out the curve so that we can bounce back even better than before. I've talked a little bit about the coronavirus in my Coachella and Buku postponement videos and a little bit on my Instagram, but hopefully I can dive into this topic a little bit more, as I'll share my tips on working from home and how you can combat social distancing with fun activities or things to do. First off, I do want to thank you so much for tuning in. It's so surreal that I'm still recording this podcast. We're on episode number 7. I'm feeling good. Lucky number 7. That's my favorite number. And if you have any time at all today to share this with a friend, feel free to. That is the best way to get the podcast out, is either to share it on your social media by tagging me on Instagram or just texting it to a friend. You know, the tips I have in here today, if you know someone that's working from home or you know someone that needs a little bit of help when it comes to social distancing and figuring out things to do, you know, my extroverted people I know are probably going crazy. So hopefully my podcast has some little helpful nuggets for you. One announcement that I do have to say before we start this episode is that I am selling Vibe with Aid stickers. So I did put my logo on a sticker and you guys liked it so much that we are now selling them. So this is my first official merch, which I'm so excited about. It's going to be $10 for 3 stickers, and you can go to my website, vibewithaid.com, to purchase. I'll also put a link in the show notes for you guys to purchase as well. I am so excited to finally be selling these. It's been a long time coming, and I appreciate anyone that's been able to make a purchase. No worries if you are unable to right now. I know this is a financially stressful time for some people. You tuning into the episode, you sharing my content, liking my content, whatever it may be, is good enough for me. I just want to express my gratitude to you guys and thank you guys for all the support. I wouldn't be sitting here if it weren't for you guys. So thank you. As always, if you are new to this podcast, we start our episodes off with a little vibe check. It is just my way to check in with y'all, as well as for you guys to check in with yourselves. I just want to keep you guys in the loop of what's been going on in my life, and hopefully by doing this check-in, you can see what's going on with you and tend to yourself as needed. I think vibe checks are so important now, especially that we are being confined to some solitude, crazy life right now. For this time period, I think it'll be really great to just continuously check in with yourself when you can and figure out how you can improve your situation. So what we'll do is we'll take 3 deep breaths and then I'll ask some following questions. So we'll take the first deep breath in and exhale it out. Inhale again. Exhale it back out. Last one, inhale, hold it, and exhale it back out. How am I feeling today? Do I like this feeling? What could make today better? What could I affirm for myself? What am I grateful for today? And now I'll go ahead and answer, and you can think about yours now or as you go throughout the day. So today, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I feel a little overwhelmed. I had some caffeine today, so I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by my to-do list of content things to do. Now that I don't have any festivals, I do feel really inspired to get on some really exciting content ideas for you guys, but I'm still working my 9 to 5. Thankfully, I'm very grateful to still be at my job right now. But I still have probably the same amount of time I did before to work on content. So we've just been navigating that all. I talked about this on my YouTube live stream last night, which I think we're going to make a bi-weekly Friday night thing while we're doing this, just so you guys know. But a lot of you guys did really ask me how I'm doing, which I really did appreciate. But at the beginning of the week, from like last Friday to Sunday, I was feeling pretty crappy about this whole situation. I was like, fuck this, fuck that. Like, this is so stupid, blah, 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 blah. Like, I was just meh, like being a little toddler. It was so annoying. But I let myself feel those feelings. I got that stuff out. And then Monday and Tuesday, I was really trying to find my footing and my routine. I was waking up at like 8 a.m., which before I was waking up at 5 a.m. And I was just not having it waking up at 8 a.m. I felt like I didn't have enough time to get my day started, stuff like that. So we're back to waking up at 5 a.m. Even though my gym isn't open, I'm still doing my morning workouts at home, which I will soon be recording a at-home workout video for you guys. So that'll be coming soon. I did vlog this past week, kind of like what I eat in a week, what I did my first week being like social distancing, whatever, because you guys have been curious about my vegan journey and what I eat as a vegan. So I did document that, as well as what I did for like fitness wise that first week, just to give you guys some more ideas. But overall, going into today, I'm feeling pretty good. Last night, the YouTube live was really great. Then I watched the Beyond Wonderland special. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good waking up this morning. I have a lot to do Vibe with Aid-wise, but now I don't have anywhere to go. So we'll just kind of like take things as we go. What could I do to make what I'm feeling better, or is there a need to? I think I just need to like know that I can take my time today. It's noon right now and I have all day, you know. I need to figure out when's a good time to stop working. That way I can actually have some like downtime and decompress time, because I'll also probably work on content tomorrow as well. But I think I just need to know that I can take my time. I need to breathe through this whole thing, breathe through the day, and we'll get through today. That way I don't feel that overwhelmed. I really don't want to get burnt out creating content for you guys, but I am really excited about the stuff I have coming up. So it's kind of this balance that I'm having to find again. 3 things I'm grateful for today. So number 1, I am grateful for my progress today. One thing that did happen with everything going on this past week, my ex did reach out to me, and he, you know, just wanted to check in on me. We planned on not talking until summertime, but given everything that's going on, he just wanted to check in, and I really did appreciate that. I almost didn't respond, but I knew that he was just coming from good intentions, and I was also wondering how he was doing. So we did check in with each other, and then kind of went back to establishing that boundary that we'll stick with not talking for a while. But I think realizing how far I've come in just the past month since the last time we spoke felt really good for me, and I really needed that. When I was home in Arizona, I really thought a lot about, you know, what I need in a partner and what I want in a partner, and some things that I might have compromised on in my last relationship. And I had a lot of realizations that were really great. And so him contacting me still allowed me to keep moving forward and not backpedal and move backwards or anything like that. So I am really proud about my progress there. Number 2, I am grateful for figuring out a routine and making my home as comfortable as it can be in this time. My roommate did go back to San Diego for the time being, just to be with family during this time. She'll be back hopefully by the end of the month if things don't change or anything like that. But I really feel comfortable in my home and made it a very cozy place. I've cleaned up the place a little bit. And I'm kind of taking it like area by area and kind of cleaning each place just to make it as comfortable as possible, since I'm going to be spending a lot of time here. Number 3, I am grateful to get back on my health and fitness game, even though the challenges that we have going on right now. So in my What I Eat in a Week video that I will be having coming out, I'm starting to practice full vegan. So this is a great time for me to fully be vegan and go for it, because I won't be eating out a whole lot. And when I do eat out, I can be in control of making sure that it's fully vegan food. And, you know, I'm really excited about that. I also started going back to counting my macros. And then despite not having a gym, I am getting challenged to figure out my workouts and still get a good workout. And I'm sore, you guys. I am so surprised. So you guys can see in the video what I did to kind of do some different workouts and stuff. But I'm really sore today. So today and tomorrow is my rest day. And then I did order some two 2 10-pound dumbbells, and a kettlebell. So I am really glad that amidst all the craziness that I am able to keep that in check, because I have a tendency to stress eat and binge eat and wallow in self-pity and whatnot. So I am really glad for kind of sticking with that. My affirmation for today, I kept it really simple when I journaled this out. I just said, I am strong. I think that's always a good reminder to remind yourself that you're strong and you can get through anything. This is a really hard time. And so I think that is just something that I need to keep reminding myself, that I am strong. Everything that's going on is happening for a reason. Even though it's not apparent right now, it is happening for a reason. And I think we're all going to come out stronger on the other side. So that is this week's vibe check. I hope you guys liked getting to catch up on what's going on in my life. It's been pretty hectic, but there are some other developments in my life that I am really excited about and has been really great for me, despite everything going on. So I've been trying to find the positivity and the gratitude in every situation possible, because that just makes this whole process a little bit easier. And I hope that through this vibe check, you're able to check in on yourself and figure out what you can be doing. And hopefully in this podcast episode, there's some little nuggets of knowledge that kind of help you out to improve your situation based on what I found has been working for me this past week. Also, be sure that while you're checking in with yourself, be sure to check in on our friends during this time. I've been sending out so many text messages and, FaceTime requests and stuff like that to talk to my friends and connect with my friends to make sure they're doing okay and everything like that. And that's why I felt okay responding to my ex, because he's just making sure I'm doing good. And I've been wondering the same about him, because this is such a weird thing to happen. And none of us know what's really going on or how to react to it. So I feel like we all just kind of need to be there for each other. So that is it for this week's vibe check. I'm going to take a short break and I'll be right back. For this week's little short break, little promo, I am looking for submissions for my next episode, you guys. This is super exciting to do my first submissions episode. I am so excited to read and see what you guys have to say. So I will be doing an episode on something that I've gotten requested so many times. I get so many DMs about on how to make friends in a new city or state, especially when it comes to finding the music scene. I know it's a little hard with everything going on, but hopefully this will have some tips for you guys to maybe connect with people through social media at this time. Stuff like that. So I moved from Arizona to Austin in 2017. I lived in Arizona my whole life, and I've definitely found my home here. I love it here, and I'd love to share my tips on how I managed to do that. It's really cool when I get to go to shows and I just know so many different pockets of people, and yeah, I'm really proud of myself for putting myself out there and kind of creating that community for myself. So if you've managed to do something similar, or you've been able to find your people in a new place, please send your stories and tips to letsvibepodcast@vibewithaid.com or DM me on Instagram. Thank you. I'm so excited to see what you guys have to say. So when we're talking about, it's almost like saying Voldemort, you know what I mean? The C word. So when we're talking about the coronavirus, it's crazy how much it's grown and how much it's changed and how much is changing constantly. I'm not going to dive too much into the science or political topics of it, just because that's already just so much, or the conspiracies of it. I'm not here to make assumptions. I'm not here to do anything like that. I'll just explain my perspective on it. If you want more info on the coronavirus, I highly, highly recommend checking out Joe Rogan's podcast on it. That definitely got me more informed on the topic. I didn't take this all that seriously, not until this past weekend when it was announced that travel from Europe to the US was going to be banned. My cousin and his fiance were traveling back from their honeymoon, so I was very concerned about that. And they're back in Arizona and they're doing good. So, but that was when it kind of settled in, like, okay, that's some serious stuff. And I still went about my weekend, and I did go out, unfortunately. On Saturday, I went on a date, which is exciting. That was something I left out of the vibe check. Yeah, you guys, I went on a date. It was really great. It was awesome. But yeah, I did not practice social distancing, unfortunately. However, my date and I, we were doing hand sanitizer, washing our hands, stuff like that, being conscious about that stuff. But I did understand by Sunday what had happened with social distancing and what that now means. And, I kind of take full responsibility for contributing to the problem. It was really selfish of me, and I put a ton of others at risk, even though it was a really good date. I also had a scare when I found out that someone who went to Crossed had gotten coronavirus beforehand and then went to the festival and, could have potentially spread it to other people. They both tested negative before Cross, but then tested positive after it, but they had been showing symptoms. It's kind of this weird thing. That really freaked me out. They weren't people in my group, but it was just something that was kind of like, well, shit, like, that's kind of scary. And even if I don't have it, I could potentially be a carrier of it. I have a really good immune system. I'm healthy. And things like that, but I could still pass it on to other people, which is really scary. So as time has gone on, I've learned just how serious this is as more cases are popping up. And the fact that you might not show symptoms until 10 days later is also really freaky to me. If it hasn't been made clear to you that even if you're healthy or you're young and everything like that and not showing its symptoms, you could still carry it and pass it on to others. There are some young adult cases that are also displaying how serious this is, even if you are young. So don't think that because you're not old that you're invincible. We're really not invincible. Tomorrow is not guaranteed for us, regardless of a virus, regardless of anything, you know what I mean? So I think that's so important to understand how this can spread so easily. And just seeing how much has changed from the CDC went from recommending avoiding groups smaller than 500, then to 250, and then by Sunday night, I think it was like 10 people, which it's 10 people right now, but I'm saying I think it was on Sunday. That's just how fast it's all progressed. And I mean this past Sunday, not March 22nd, the Sunday before that. Austin, where I live right now, has closed all restaurants and bars. You can still order to go and delivery, but they will fine you if you're in a gathering larger than 10. Most festivals through March and April are no longer happening. We're still waiting to hear about Ubbi Dubbi, which should be today, Monday, that you are listening to this episode, that we'll hear from them. And there's still some uncertainty through the month of May. Some of the Memorial Day events have gotten moved. I was supposed to go to Lightning in a Bottle and that got canceled. EDC is still up in the air. If you watch Pasquale Rotella's Instagram live this past week, he talked about how he has a little bit more leeway to be able to cancel a little bit closer to the festival. So it'll be really interesting if that gets postponed. And now all these festivals are getting either canceled or postponed to the fall, which is going to make a really crazy fall. So we'll just kind of see how this all plays out. I'm not trying to worry about it. I'm just trying to be present and go day by day. That's the one thing I will tell you guys, is just look to the next hour, 24 hours. You know what I mean? Like, if you are trying to think about the future, it's just going to cause more anxiety and more worry. And after Lightning in a Bottle, I really desensitized myself to these festivals getting postponed. I'm not getting sad anymore over it because it's just not worth it. And I just need to have low expectations and just kind of see what's going to happen, because we're completely out of control of this. You know what I mean? On the flip side, aside from the festivals, this is an awfully scary time for a lot of people in this country. People who are old or are susceptible to illness are afraid of catching the virus. My grandpa just traveled from Arizona to Nebraska and had to go to the hospital. He had some similar symptoms. However, he was just dehydrated, but we had like a little bit of like a less than 24-hour panic about this. And that really kind of put stuff into perspective of just how real this can be. People who work in service industry jobs are out of a job temporarily and are having to figure out how to make ends meet, which is extremely sad and terrifying. I'm really worried about, the economy and everything like that. It's very frightening right now. And so in this time, I hope we can just learn to be a little bit more compassionate to others and be there for one another. Reach out to your friends who may need a little extra help this month, or offer support in any way you can. I know I've been checking up on my people because I am very grateful that I still have a job right now. So I'm just trying to see how I can be helping anyone at all. Also, some small and local businesses are going to hurt, festival brands and not festival brands. So see any ways that you can help, even if you can't personally make a purchase from them. Just sharing it on your social media goes a long way, and that's absolutely free to do. It's just showing your support that way. Here in Austin, they do have a lot of restaurants offering takeout or delivery now. in hopes that they can stay open. So I think we just need to come together now more than ever to be there for each other. So what else can we be doing? You know, I'm sure you've heard the word social distancing and self-quarantining get tossed around a lot, but what does that actually mean? Some of these are being mandated by cities to take shelter, like San Francisco, or how in Austin you'll be fined if you're caught in a gathering greater than 10. What this will do is that there's been some research shown by what happened in China and Italy to show that we can get ahead of this and reverse its effects by practicing keeping our distances and self-quarantining and social distancing to prevent further sickness spreading. Through social distancing and only leaving your home as an absolute necessity, like to go get groceries or take a walk outside, can help contain and manage the virus so that our health resources won't be overwhelmed by the amount of cases that do pop up. It's expected that you stay home and maintain 6 feet from people you do come into contact with. Or like for my example, I went to Crossed and I could have potentially been exposed to it. So I should self-quarantine just a little bit, meaning not leave my home. And if I do, wear a mask and gloves, like if I need to go to the grocery store or have someone get me groceries, whatever it may be, get them delivered, figure out something to where I don't potentially spread it if I'm a carrier of it. There's 2 parts to this social distancing thing for some people. For me, like I said, I am self-quarantining. Based on what happened with Crossed. Crossed did make an official statement that there were 2 people that attended Crossed that may have contracted it before the festival, but didn't show symptoms till after the festival. So I'm trying to do my part and stay home. I'm not showing any symptoms, but like I said, I could easily pass it along. I want to make that very clear that even if you're not showing symptoms, you could pass it along. And I just wouldn't want to be responsible for others to get it. I feel so guilty, and I'm taking responsibility for going out this past weekend, even though I did what I could with the information I had at the time. And then there's another part to social distancing where you just need to stay home and only go out and get groceries, only go out if you need to do a workout and everything like that. Now that bars and restaurants and businesses are closing, there's really no place for you to go, but also making sure that like if you are gathering with your friends and everything like that, you're keeping it very limited. You're not welcoming potential viruses into your home and stuff like that. There are a lot more resources on this. So that's kind of the 2 sides to this of what we should be doing. So if you've been home the past week and you've been absolutely losing your shit because it has been so weird for you to be home, you've binge watched your favorite show already 5 times, you've eaten all your quarantine snacks, everything like that. I just wanted to dive into some things that I found really helpful when it comes to working from home, as well as ways to spice up your at-home life. Alrighty, so 6 tips working from home. So this is my first time working from home consistently. I have a job with flexibility to work from home from time to time, so this is new to me to be doing it for an extended period of time. I just wanted to run through my 6 general tips on what I found to work best while working from home. Number 1, put the phone in the other room. Set up some type of way where your phone is not near you. That way you don't get distracted. They can be such a huge distraction. Like I might go to my phone just to check one thing and then I'm on there for like 30 minutes or something and I just like miss out on stuff. So put your phone in the other room. You can also kind of set a timer for yourself where like, okay, I'm going to focus on this one thing on my to-do list for an hour and then I will allow myself to check my phone for 10 minutes or something like that. You can kind of set up some accountability in some sort of way. You can also limit your screen time usage on certain apps in your phone. So I have been just putting my phone in the other room and that's really helped because I work in marketing and social media, but then I also manage Vibe with Aid, so it's very hard to just constantly feel like I'm on social media. Number 2, dedicate a space to work in your home. Get out of your bed. So I will say don't work from your bed. It just won't put you in a working mindset. It kind of keeps you in this like lazy hangout kind of mood. So I highly, highly recommend getting out of your bed, get dressed, make yourself some breakfast, and dedicate a space in your home where that is your workspace. I am lucky I have a desk and a monitor that my ex gave me where I can work from this desk and that is my workspace. This is where I get work done and that's it. Even when I work on Vibe with Aid stuff at night, I'll work somewhere else just to kind of get myself out of this one spot because then I'd be working for a really long time in just one spot and I will go crazy. But make that workspace, you know, it's only temporary, but make it an enjoyable space to be in. I have candles on my desk. I make sure I have a notebook with a pen just to write out my to-dos. It really helps to visualize what your to-dos are for the day. I always have water on my desk just to make sure I stay hydrated. If you need to have snacks nearby, you can always put some snacks near you. Definitely make it an enjoyable place to work in if you're going to be working from home. Number 3, maintain a routine as much as possible. Know when to start and stop. So I learned this the hard way this past week. Monday and Tuesday, I woke up at 8 a.m. and I feel like my whole day was gone and it was just really thrown off. So before I was waking up at 5 a.m. and I would get to work by 9 a.m. That time frame was a great time for me to go to the gym, get ready for the day, journal, meditate, make breakfast, and eat breakfast at home. I really made it a goal to not take my breakfast to go, and then I would get to work by 9 a.m. So figuring out that balance, I've just realized I still need to wake up at 5 a.m. I had this thought that even when the virus ends, I would like to still be able to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. You know what I mean? So that is why I'm sticking with my 5 a.m. routine. I think I'm going to film my morning routine for you guys just so you guys have an idea of what I do. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. And since I can't go to the gym, that just means I'll start my at-home workout in the morning. Just to get my day started on the right foot. So I work a 9 to 5, so it's easy to set my hours that way. But if you work for yourself, know when it's time to stop working to allow yourself a period to rest. Just kind of figure out, okay, I have X amount of things to do. I need to start at this time, stop at this time, and maybe set an alarm, things like that. That way it can snap you out of your work grind and giving your brain that rest, that way you can come back to it fresh the next day. Number 4, take breaks to go outside. Just because we're social distancing and whatnot doesn't mean you can't go outside. You're still able to go for a walk or a run, just can't be around others. And going outside can give you that little bit of vitamin D. It can give you that little bit immunity boost, that little boost in your life. And it's just a great way to get a breath of fresh air. So take a break and get outside when you can. Number 5, I saw this, I think, on Instagram or Twitter where someone recommended that even if you're working from home, you should still put earbuds in, whether it's headphones or AirPods or anything like that, just because it'll really help you to zone in. So I found that tip and I tried it out this week and I thought it was actually really great. I don't know what the science is behind that, but just having headphones in just really got me in my zone and everything. Try that out and you can create a playlist that gets you motivated and excited to work. I usually listen to stuff with not very many lyrics, so deep house playlists, stuff like that. I've been digging into my followers playlist, which has been really fun. I asked them on Twitter for their playlists and I've been listening to them and they've been really fun to listen to. I also have a ton of playlists on my Spotify if you want to go check those out. I post my Spotify every Friday with new releases that I really liked. My playlist Current Vibes is my monthly playlist that I start fresh every month that includes new finds, new discoveries, new releases, and old-time favorites of mine. So create a playlist that you really enjoy. I've heard something that if you listen to the same thing over and over, when you're working, it's just background music at that point and you're able to really focus in. I know my friend Paige, she listens to Odessa's Moment Apart album whenever she's at work. And that just kind of keeps her in that mind frame. It's kind of a routine kind of thing. So definitely test it out and see where you can get with that. Number 6, schedule lunch breaks with friends and FaceTime them or use Google Hangouts. Maybe schedule a happy hour with your friends and stuff like that. If you're able to take a lunch break, set up a time with your friends and just get to have lunch with them or with your coworkers. Our work is going to be doing happy hours from time to time. So see what you can do just so that we still get that human connection throughout the day. In our company, in our internal meetings, we're putting our cameras on for all of our meetings just so we get some face-to-face communication of some sort. Even if it's not in person, we can still be able to do that. So I think that's so important as a way to connect with people. Being able to see people, I think, helps a lot. So those are my tips from working from home. I hope this was helpful. Just do the best you can and figure out fun ways to keep motivated. Now, outside of working from home, I want to talk about some fun things you can do outside of working from home while being at home. I wrote a blog post for my ravers and festival goers. Even if you aren't a raver or festival goer, you can probably turn some of this stuff into something that you can do if you're listening to this episode. I do have this blog post on my website, vibewith8.com, so be sure to go check it out there and you can kind of bookmark it for yourself. So number one, get crafty. So I'm going to be doing a video soon of some different crafts that you guys can do. But one thing that I talked about is display your festival memorabilia. So I have a bulletin board with all my wristbands. And so I've been seeing a lot of people put together bulletin boards and shadow boxes of their wristbands and stuff. Maybe this is something that you've been putting off for a while. Maybe you just have a pile of wristbands on your dresser that you haven't done anything with. So this could be a really great time to put all that stuff together. I also created a scrapbook of all my Vibe with Aid notes and memories. I keep every note, every letter, whatever it may be, I've kept it. And if you're able to go to the store and get supplies, that's great. If not, you can order them online, hopefully, if craft stores aren't open in your area. Number two, throw your own solo at-home raves with live sets and FaceTime with your rave squad. Last night, we were tuning into Beyond Wonderland's virtual rave, which I think was so fun. And seeing so many people get to come together through music, even if it was virtual, I think was really awesome. And like people on Twitter were talking about it. So that is a really great way. And I think a lot of other festivals are going to follow suit with that. But there are a ton of live sets on YouTube that you can binge, FaceTime your friends, and rock out together. Dance is still such a good release and therapy and can help you feel better. And I think getting to stay connected with your rave squad will also really help. Number three, this is a great time to, work on your rave booty, ladies and gentlemen. We're not leaving the gentlemen out here too. You guys need a rave booty. I know. I see you. Just because you don't have a gym doesn't mean you can't get a solid workout in. Emma Capotis has a video on her channel for the rave booty that I linked in my blog post. I'll have a couple of at-home workout vids coming out soon to help y'all out as well. If you need help getting motivated, FaceTime a friend. There are also tons of gyms and workout programs that are offering free online classes as well if you need some more type of structure. I just took a core power yoga sculpt class this past week, and I know a lot of others are offering some free stuff. But yeah, so you have tons of options to you. And if you don't feel like working out, then don't work out. Hang out. You don't need to look a certain way or do anything. I just think it's really great to get some exercise going, get your endorphins going, stuff like that. Number four, make candy and perlers. I always say I don't have enough time to have candy for this festival or that festival. I've been really bad about my candy making game. During this time, I can stock up and make some candy. So I do really want to gift a perler to one of my followers. So I think I'm going to do a poll on Instagram or figure out a way to do that. Because for my crafting video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a perler. And I think it would be really great to do a perler for one of my followers. So stay tuned for that. You can order supplies for candy online, as well as find any tutorials. Number five, send a plur package to a friend. So put together a little care package of trinkets and items just to cheer up a friend, or maybe one of your social media friends, pen pals, whatever it may be. I think that's a great way to kind of keep the plur alive and just exchange some good stuff with a friend and whatnot. Number six, have your own at-home rave photo shoot. So today, after I film some videos, I am doing a lookbook of the festival outfits that didn't get worn this festival season. I'm going to have a little at-home rave photo shoot with myself. I use self-timer. I'm going to do a video on how I do my at-home rave photo shoot, so stay tuned for that. See, I have all this great content coming for you guys. I'm so excited. I've done at-home photo shoots in many festival outfits at home, using my phone and my self-timer and everything like that. It's definitely doable. I used to do it just propping up my phone on something and setting the timer and going, but now I have some lights and I have a tripod, so that definitely helps. I also have a Bluetooth remote that allows me to control when the timer goes off, so that really helps. You don't need all that stuff, but I found that to be really helpful. Number seven, play with festival makeup. So this could be a great time to practice your makeup skills. There are a ton of tutorials online. I think Emma Capotis just came out with a tutorial on how to keep your makeup from sweating off by the end of the night. If that's something you've been dying to know how to do, or you want to take your glitter and gems and everything else to the next level, this is a really great time to do that. Number eight, teach yourself how to shuffle, hoop, or use a flow toy. If you've been wanting to learn how to shuffle or hoop or flow or anything like that, there are tons of tutorials online. For shuffling specifically, I have a playlist on YouTube that you guys can check out. You can also check out the Shuffle Circle. My friend Bridget runs that page with her friend Tyler, and it's a subscription where you pay access to tons of videos. They also do private lessons too, so definitely check them out. If you're looking to get into hooping, I know my friend Ashley said the Spinsters is doing free shipping right now, and if you use her code AshleyAlexis, which is ASHLEIGHALEXIS, it comes out to $27 for one hoop, which is really awesome. I think she has some tutorials on her TikTok. She also has her own Instagram for hooping, so you can check her out at ASHLEIGH Alexis. Julie Zatz is also another creator that comes to mind with hooping. She has like 1 million followers on TikTok or something. She's the owner of Slap Queen, which I think is super cool. And then I do have a code for Glow Effects. If you'd want to pick up whipping or any other flow toy, you can use Vibe with 8 to save 10% off. I've been whipping for almost a year, but I've kind of gotten stagnant and have been lazy. So I'm hoping to take some time to reconnect with my whip during this period. Maybe tonight during the Beyond Wonderland live stream, I'll just reconnect with my whip and have my own little moment tonight. There are a ton of tutorials on whipping on YouTube, and there's also a Facebook group called Dancing with Lightning if you're looking for more info and tips on whipping specifically. Number 9, binge watch festival content creators on YouTube or watch live streams of your favorite artists. You know, these are troubling times out here. We had a lot of festival vlogs planned that we are no longer doing anymore, so support your fellow content creators on YouTube this time. We're all just trying to pump out content for y'all to keep you preoccupied, so go check out myself, M. Capotis, Ashley Gauthier, Festival Finesser, Erica and Frida, BB Howell, Becca Grace, Frisky Hug, just to name a few that came to mind. Artists are also stepping it up and doing more Instagram lives, YouTube lives, and Twitch live streams. I think Discord is another one too, to keep in touch with fans and be there for them. So check out to see if your favorite artist will be going live anytime soon. I know I've seen Jaws, Illenium, Subtronics, Gesture all announce some live streams. I think Seven Lions and his wife and girlfriend went live on Twitch this past week. So it's been really awesome that these artists are finding new ways to still stay connected with us just because they won't be at shows or festivals or anything like that. And number 10, tune into music or festival related podcasts. Shameless plug for myself again. Podcasts have been a new wave of content for people to listen to. They're really easy to just throw on while you're cleaning, emptying the dishwasher, organizing your closet, de-stressing from the day. Someone said that they thought my voice was really soothing, which I thought was really surprising, but you know, I'll take it. I started this podcast this year and it has been so amazing to do this for y'all, so I'm really glad you guys are liking it so far. Some other podcasts you can listen to include Emma Capotis's Rave Culture Cast, back-to-back podcast with Willie Joy, where he interviews artists. That one's super interesting and you get to learn a lot about artists from behind the scenes and stuff. Where's Amanda is another one that comes to mind. Life is a Festival is another one I found recently. There's just so much great content out there waiting to be discovered and can definitely give you some food for thought. So that is it. Those are the 10 things to kind of keep you busy. I do have another episode that was spring cleaning your mental health. It is episode 5, and that kind of dives more into the mental things that you could be doing during this. I just did that episode as like a, hey, festival season's coming up. Let's like get your mental state in a good spot and everything. But I think episode 5 has some really great little nuggets of knowledge for you guys if you guys want to go check those out in terms of keeping up with your mental space. This was kind of more so I wanted to keep it lighthearted and everything like that throughout this crazy time. So I hope you guys really like this tips. Let me know what you guys think. I hope they were helpful in some sort of way. That is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this is such a anxious, uncertain, scary time for a lot of us, but I just want to let you guys know that I am here for you. Whatever you guys need, please do reach out to me. I am here to support you guys in any way. And while I was wallowing last weekend, I really am trying to step up and rise to the occasion to use my platform as a place for inspiration, positivity, and a source of, fueling that gratitude and trying to figure out what is a larger meaning behind all of this. I think we are going to learn a lot in this time period, and we're going to get really awakened to a lot of things. And it's going to be a really exciting time. And I think if we all just surrender and listen to government officials and things like that when it comes to social distancing and self-quarantining and whatnot, we really can come together and contain this and then get back to those festivals and get back to doing what we love and everything like that. So I hope you guys did really enjoy this episode. If you are listening on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and everything like that. If you happen to move to a new place or you found your footing in a new place, please email me at letsvibepodcast@vibewithA.com. Your tips and experience of what it's like to move to a new state and city and how you've been able to find your place in the rave scene or in that city and everything like that. I'd really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I am selling Vibe with 8 stickers for $10 for 3 stickers. And if you would like to support, please feel free to go to my website, vibewith8.com, to purchase. Otherwise, feel free to share this podcast with an episode, share my content with someone this week. I'm really trying my best to help you guys out during this time and be there for you. So any support that you guys give, I appreciate immensely. I love you guys. I hope you stay safe out there. You can also tag me on Instagram where you're listening to this episode from. You can follow me at vibewithAid. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will catch up with you next week. Stay vibey, Vibe Tribe.